Yes, that's right, people. Even agents have to interview agents as part of choosing someone to sell or to rent. This morning, we're going to hear about James's crash course interviewing real estate agents. Stay tuned.
I'm the ringleader, so listen up.
That gets you pumped in the morning, doesn't it? Morning, Mr. Novak. How are you?
Good, you.
Good, good. So we were talking a little bit about
Jimmy
trying
is
to.
back, says Luke Moroney.
Jimmy's
Jimmy!
back.
And Mom's back.
um, so we've got an investment over in the UK, and it's time to move it on, consolidate, get everything into Australian dollars. So my mum's looking to sell something. So I said, let me have a little go at it. She had a bit of a tough time with selling the family home when we left the UK, Mark. So she said,
Yep.
I'm going to give it back to the same agent. And my opinion of the whole thing has changed quite significantly over the last couple of years. So I said, okay, this time leave it with me. Let me make some phone calls. Let me make some inquiries. So I was saying to yourself and to Lisa, I was having a little bit of fun with it. It was quite interesting being on the other side of the fence for the first time, and being able to talk about it from a different perspective. But now knowing a little bit more than I would have a couple of years ago. Um, and it's been really fun, but it's been also quite disappointing, Mark, I must say. I spoke to about 7 or 8 different real estate agencies over in Wales in the UK, and
Yep.
maybe we just have super high standards that are different to what's the norm over there. But from the 8 real estate agencies I spoke to, 3 of them came back to me. 2 of them gave me decent information. 1 of them gave me mediocre information. I was a little bit disappointed to see that, it wasn't quite the same. So looking through our lens as an agent, for someone that's not an agent whatsoever, you'd have a very different level of expectations. But um, it's been really, really interesting, as I say, Mark. And yeah, speaking to the UK agents, to Sydney, we're very, very different by the sounds of things.
So okay, how did you choose the 8 to call just out of interest?
So I know a couple of different agencies over there. I know a couple of people that are in real estate over there.
Yeah.
But I literally went to Google and I looked on Rightmove, which is essentially their realestate.com in Australia, sorry, in the UK.
Yep.
And it comes up with the recommendations of, like, I suppose the top 5 in area. And then I had a couple of others that I knew anyway. So I think I called 7 or 8 different real estate agencies,
Yep.
had a conversation with them on the phone, not just email. Tried to give them the situation in Australia. It's a bit awkward. Need some help. Can you send me some information, please? And
Okay, so that was my next question. So first, what was the first question that you asked the guys to
um,
qualify it? So you're
to,
basically looking for someone who's going to get the highest price for the property. You're going to pay them some serious coin for that. Yeah. So what was the first question?
well, the first question was it was almost leading up to, this is the situation. I'm living in Australia. I need a
Yeah.
little bit of help. I know a little bit about the market over there, but here's the address. I know there's been a couple on for sale. I know there's a couple that have sold recently. What can you tell me that's different to what the other real estate agent I'm going to ask next is going to tell me? So I was expecting comparables. I was expecting good information. I was expecting some information on the agency themselves, who they are, what they do, how prolific they are in the area. I didn't get anything whatsoever from one of them, and I think I've replicated the same conversation 6 or 7 times. Amnol, good question. So this is something that surprised me as well. They are paying, or you pay commission as a flat rate. So we got quoted X plus VAT. VAT is like our GST, but it's 20%.
Yep.
So let's just say it was a couple grand plus VAT.
Yep.
So it's
So
not
what
it's
what do
not
they
on a.
charge? So what's the value of the property?
Oh, this is probably 150,000 pounds, just
And
under
what are they
150,
charging?
like 2,000 pounds plus VAT.
cheap.
They all gave yeah, really cheap. They all gave me something very different, but all within sort of 20-30% of those ranges. But yeah,
And how long it stays on the market over there?
um, it's done a bit differently. Just to go to Amnol's question, average marketing payable, the agent also pays marketing within that. So they'll pay for the photos, they'll pay for the floor plan if it's necessary. They do all of that inclusive in their flat rate of comp. Found that really
Wow.
interesting. It's a sliding scale depending on depending on what you're selling over there. Like when we sold the family home,
Yep.
it's not just 2 or 3 grand of commission on that. But so they do it very, very differently. But every single time I went back to it, Mark, it was just like, we do things very, very differently, but I know we offer a far better service. Just as Luke is saying there, high level service in Australia. I only know it from the Novak ends, but 10 times more than what we're getting back. So that was good, but it was interesting to see it because it's a little bit of emotional connection as well. So you want the best. So this is what sellers are always going through. Mac
Yeah, wow.
Daddy.
Okay, so question.
Yeah.
So you're looking at choosing an agent. You chose them based on Google and some recommendations from friends in the business. I think that's what we do in Australia all the time as well. Hey,
Yeah.
fees we spoke about. What was the most impressive thing that came out of an agent's mouth for you as a seller?
To be honest with you, it was very lackluster. Maybe I'm just being
Nothing.
maybe I'm just being a little bit too picky. No, there's a little boutique agency that's recently opened up, and I know the guy. I taught his kids in school. I taught his kids in tennis back in a different life. He gave me good information. He was nice. You know, he was someone I knew, someone I trusted. So we're probably going to sell it privately, but if not, he'll take it over, and we trust that he'll do it well. But it was just totally different. In fact, I wanted to send to you, Mark, the agreement that they sent me, just to show you the difference in the way that the paperwork is done as well.
Love to see it. So trust is important. Yeah, you mentioned that a couple of times.
100%. I think particularly in this situation, it's my mother's investment unit of hers. She sold a property when she got back to Australia, and she had a really tough time with it. So it was really upsetting for the family to see, you know, basically getting walked on by real estate agents because you crossed the pond. So that was the main objective, to not let that happen again.
What was so you spoke to 7 or 8 agents, interviewing agents to sell your mother's property in the UK. You're a real estate agent. What was the shittest real thing that came out of a real estate agent's mouth that made you go, what? Like what?
Yeah, so one of the agents I called, she said, I'll transfer you through to the principal, essentially. And he basically just said, yeah, I'll try and get back to you in a couple of days. And I just said, you'll try to in a couple of days, hey? So yeah, luck. And then he didn't. And then, so like a lack of urgency, I think it was just an interesting situation to be in. So still haven't worked it all out. But just thought it'd be something interesting to talk about, because it's something so new. I wasn't involved in the process previously over there, and it is very different.
It's definitely true in our business here that urgency is a commodity. You know, you can sell that. People buy that. They love that. Loyalty is a commodity. You know, people, you know, really respect that area knowledge. You know, there's a couple, there's things there, and that, that it's amazing look, I think probably not only you're a hard task, your expectations are higher being a real estate agent, dealing with a real estate agent over there, but you sort of know your bullshit pretty quickly. So that's an interesting story.
Yeah, I'll keep you guys posted as to what happens. But
stay tuned. And I'm amazed how much they don't charge over there.
Yeah, me too.
And advertising built in. I actually don't mind that model even in Australia. I think putting your money where your mouth is as a real estate agent is a great idea.
Yeah, and that's right. And then you're not paying anything unless it's sold. So
Yeah,
it's sort of, I think it sort of balances the equilibrium up a little bit, but still, maybe it's more motivating for the agent. I don't know. Stay tuned.
interesting.
We'll keep you posted.
Mate, thank you. Thanks for the story today. Hopefully, you guys can benefit out there. It's a bit of a UK knowledge and more real estate knowledge in the market, guys. Any questions you have, let us know. We're always getting DMs with different topics, and we love that because it helps us keep producing content. And anything for you, James? You want to sign off on anything?
No, all good. I think we'll, as I said, we'll keep you guys posted as this story unfolds. But yeah, interesting learning curve for all, I think.
And
All
everyone,
good,
thank
man.
you for watching. Luke is saying service, 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 service. That's it.
So
Got to do it.
That's it.
Love you
Thanks,
guys.
Mark.
See ya. Bye, bye, bye.
I'm the ringleader, so listen up.
Ooh. Bye, everyone.